Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, let's get into it. Let's start with the game that we just finished watching. The Lakers beating the Timberwolves. They tied the series 1-1. Uh, Beat the Timberwolves tonight 94-85. So far in two games, what are some of maybe the points, maybe some takeaways that, or maybe just one takeaway we'll start with.
I think the change from game one to game two was the Lakers getting out on the 3-point shot. Minnesota only got up. I mean, they only made five, but they only got up 25 threes, and that's like 2001 level.
Yeah,
Getting up
sure.
every game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in game one, they bombed them. I think they were 21 up 42, which you're not going to make 21 all the time, but getting up 43s is a good number. Shooting for volume, and the Lakers holding them to 25 attempts. It just takes Minnesota out of kind of their strength when they, Nasri got three threes up. DiVincenzo got two up. Basically, only Anthony Edwards got up eight. So it's good defense of making them move around. And I think that's a big difference between game one and two, because the Lakers didn't exactly shoot lights out. They were 6 of 29 for three, so it wasn't just 3-point variance this time.
Yeah, do you think they went to, just real quick, this is the last game especially, do you think they went to Naz Reid a little too late in the game? Gobert got trapped between, there was that timeout, I think it was at like 5:30 for the 5:30 mark, and then they brought him in with about 4 minutes to go. And in that span between 1.5 minutes, Gobert got put on an island a couple times and sort of failed. And then there was just some times where he just was a little klutzy with rebounding. Do you think they went too late to the Naz Reid lineup?
I do. I think they need to, if they're going to roast a center, at least Nasri is going to put points on the board. 6 points and 6 rebounds from Rudy Gobert, not overly impactful.
Yeah, he seemed clumsy at times. Like he'd get his hands on the ball and just not get it knocked out. The biggest difference was the shooting. I feel like with the Timberwolves in game one versus game two, you mentioned that they didn't shoot as many threes, but they also shot 20% from three. They missed a lot of. There were a handful of open ones in this game that they missed. And then they shot 38% total on the floor. So they didn't even shoot good outside the 3-point line. And also, I guess the other big difference is like the bench players for the Timberwolves showed up in game one. They did not show up in game two, which you're not like, I guess you don't expect your role players to show up on the road. So maybe it was just like an added bonus. So we'll see if they do what normal role players do and show up at home. But that was like two big things that stood out to me from game one to game two when it comes to the Timberwolves.
Yeah, definitely. The Lakers were just more buttoned up. They out rebounded the Timberwolves, which again is a key. The Lakers can't just get crushed on the board. The leading rebounder for the Timberwolves was 6 rebounds. That's not going to get it done. So bench players, you're right. It's hit or miss. They were on, and when they're on, they're going to be tough to beat. Just about any team. If they shoot 21 for 42 from three, you're going to be tough to beat. But this is how the Lakers have to play: get a lead, and then just hopefully get Minnesota out of their game, or just keep picking on Gobert.
Yeah, and then the other thing was like sloppy play by the Wolves, but I think the Lakers helped create that sloppy play, especially down the stretch. They were like at that 11.9 point mark where they're like just trying to get some sort of momentum, and they would have a sloppy play here, sloppy play there. So part of that is because of the Wolves, but the Lakers are forcing them into that too.
Yep, and I would agree. The Lakers are probably going to get a game in this series by having a game like Minnesota had in game
Correct.
one. They haven't had that yet. Austin Reeves 0 for 6 from 3 in this game. So I think we both picked this to be a longer series, which I think we're in line for. Minnesota's going to play better. The Lakers are going to play better. It's just if both teams have a hot night, I think that might be the key. Who can cash that game?
Yeah. I have to say, like, Randall has been playing well. I'll give him props. A little bit too much one-on-one stuff for my liking, but we know that's what Randall is. But I thought he came up in big moments, even the time when he accidentally slapped LeBron James in the face coming down. I get kind of like why it's a foul. I do think you need to stop play, but it was clearly incidental contact. He was just bracing his fall is what he was doing and accidentally knocked him in the face. But just Luka's so good at the basketball, and LeBron James being 40 and doing what he's doing is just incredible too. I want to give the Lakers props for that, and being undersized. I think they did a really good job with Gobert. And did they win the rebounding battle? Yeah, they won the rebounding battle. Being undersized, I think that's pretty impressive as well. So good for the Lakers. A lot more hustle and fight in them in this game.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do. And LeBron is older. You get some breaks earlier in the series, so it might help. But as it goes longer, it's every other day. And same with Luka. He looked like NBA Finals Luka.
Yeah,
game one. He put a little more effort, 12 rebounds. That's what they're going to need from him because they really can't play Jackson Hayes. They got 9 minutes in this game. I think he only played 6 minutes in game one. So they're going to have to play small, and they're going to need their guards to get boards.
I agree. Real quick, we both picked the Lakers in 6. Are you sticking with that after 2 games?
I will. I forget. This is the one series I forgot when I picked. I was talking to my son, and I was like, "Oh, I think the Timberwolves might do this." And then I'm like, "I think I'll pick the Lakers." I would still lean towards the Lakers pulling it out, putting forth the effort, and having Luka at the end of these games.
Yeah, I think it was impressive what the Wolves did in game 1, right? Like, and stole home court advantage. I still will pick the Lakers, but I might switch it from 6 games to 7 just because I didn't expect the Lakers to come out so flat. So that's all I would say. But yeah, okay. You ready to move on to the next game? Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.